Alright, back with another video on this beautiful Thursday, July 24th. Currently got one of the batteries over here charging to the blue truck. That's almost done. Then I'm gonna charge the next one. I only brought two with me. I'm gonna take these two back, then swap them out with the other two, bring the other two back, continue charging. May go to the flat top this weekend if I'm here. No, today Thursday I'm gonna be here. Go to flat top maybe, and I'm pretty sure it's not gonna start, you know, even though I already had it started before, but I'm pretty sure them batteries didn't probably drain by now. But it is summertime, so maybe it ain't lost no charge. But I think the radio, the way it was wired to drain the batteries because it wasn't wired correctly, so it's probably didn't drain the batteries by now, which is totally fine because I can just take those batteries out, charge them, and start back up, so no worries there. But just go to flat top, clean it up, you know, clean up them battery terminals, things like that. Bring my wire brush. So what's going on, man? What's going on in this beautiful world we call truck driving? What's going on with this? Hi, Andrew. You looking po, looking like you ain't making no money. You got everybody, all these dudes, no women, just straight dudes. They all concerned with either your shirt or either your hair. They say you're looking po, Andrew. You're looking like you don't make no money in trucking. And first of all, I am po and I don't make no money in trucking. So I don't want you guys thinking that I do make money in trucking. Po, don't make no money, and I really don't even own the trucks. Really don't even own the trucks. Shoot, man, really Mr. Charlie own them. He just let me borrow them. He just, the trucks belong to the bank. Yeah, Mr. Charlie owned the bank. He just let me hold the trucks here every once in a while. That's why I don't drive the truck every day, because it's really Mr. Charlie's truck. When I'm here at the house, Mr. Charlie, he back, you know, he got somebody else driving the truck. But you know, whenever I feel like driving, I just call Mr. Charlie up and ask for permission. I ask for permission. Man, I saw that old Justin Lewis video yesterday. Going through the playlist, seeing what's going on. Y'all know Justin Lewis had a fleet of cash trucks before I met him. And how those videos came about, I believe that was 2018, Detmar Logistics. I had just met Lewis, and I seen what he had going on. Well, not take that back. I didn't see what he had going on because I wasn't exactly around him, but we worked at the same company. So what I said was, man, I got this GoPro Hero camera. I'm gonna give it to you, and man, I just want you to film your day-to-day activities. So that's how, you know, I gave him my camera. And that's how them videos came about, of him, you know, shooting those videos. But man, when he got started, he didn't have nobody around him, man. It was just him and his wife. That was it, man. He didn't have no other truck drivers on the side that he had to, you know, run things by. Hey man, you think I should get this truck? Hey man, is this a good purchase? Hey man, he ain't had no yes men or no men around him, or people that's in the background. Oh, it's an old rag, get in your truck. He ain't had none of that shoe shine going on. You know, all he had was Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie selling the truck. Mr. Charlie want 20,000. Either you got the money or you don't. Either you got the money or you don't. That's when he bought that blue truck and that orange truck. That trucking company you see on the video, that's ED Davenport. We call it Ed Davenport. I don't know why I can't say that correctly, but ED Davenport. That's where I bought the flat top from. But Justin had already bought 3 trucks from him. He bought 3 trucks, a pneumatic trailer, and he may have bought another pneumatic trailer from him for that blue truck. And I think all them trucks came with blowers on them. Matter of fact, I gotta go and look at the video that I just put up yesterday. If that blue truck got blow on now, then all the trucks came with blow. Matter of fact, they probably did all have blowers on them because they was pulling pneumatic freight. But I don't know what Justin did prior to the oil. Well, I know what he did prior to the oil field, you know. I know what he did prior to the oil field, you know. but trucking wise, I don't know what he did before Davenport. I mean, before Detmar Logistics. Trucking wise, I don't know what he did. I know what he did outside of trucking. But anyways, yeah, man, he started with 1 truck, started running it, then he bought the 2nd truck, then he hit all over at Detmar Logistics. That's when I had met him. We had took a picture. I think it's still on my Facebook page when I met him. He already had his fleet going over there at Detmar Logistics. He already has his fleet going, and man, he was making 18,000. That's usually what he was grossing. And back then, the oil field was extremely easy back then. You know, now talking about $18,000 in the oil field, you would think, you know, 40 loads or something like that. That's not what was going on back in 2018. For the people that was in the oil field back in 2018, 2017, we had a customer called Pioneer. You had Pioneer and you had ProPetro. These was the two highest paying customers out there. Nobody else paid more than these two people. Pioneer paid the most. ProPetro was a close second. It was a close second. It wasn't, you know, Pioneer paid a little. It was like this. It wasn't like this. You know, it was like this. You know, Pioneer paid a little bit more to sleep on the wheel. You know, after 2 hours of being on the staging pad, we was getting about $120 an hour, unlimited hours. See, back then you got paid detention after 2 hours. So back in 2017, 2018, you showed up to the staging pad, there were about 40, 50 trucks every time. And the reason it was like that back in the day, there was no dispatchers back then. That was simply a PO number. They gave you a PO number. Let's say you was picking up 100 mesh. They gave you one PO number and that was it. You didn't have to get no new PO numbers. Now, one PO number is all you needed to go pick up 100 mesh. So if you was a 100 mesh driver, they gave you your company gave you the 100 mesh PO number. You go to the well, you get unloaded, you go straight back to the same shipper with that same PO number. You get in line, you get you put the PO number in, you get the same sand back and forth non-stop. So like I said, that wasn't no waiting on the list to get, you know, for a next load. None of that crap was going on. And the reason for it is they were paying attention. So you get on the well, okay, it's 50 drivers. You wasn't caring because you knew after 2 hours it was $120 an hour. Man, you get out there, say you got an APU on your truck, or just say it's not summertime. You turn your truck off, now you ain't even burning diesel and you getting 120 an hour. Man, you sleep 10 straight hours. You know, back in the day when you got to the staging pad, you checked in with the sand coordinator, and the sand coordinator put your name on the list, and when your name came up, he'll come knock on the door, wake you up, tell you it's time to go unload. Man, he may wake you up, it may be 10, 12, 14, 15, 24 hours later. You waking up, now you sitting over there, say you was asleep, say you done slept 12 hours. Okay, well, pull out this calculator, 120 times 12, you done made $1,440 just sleeping in your truck in the desert, basically. On top of the fact that the load paid an additional $1,400. See, back then loads was paying over $1,000, but I say about $1,400 is what them Boca runs coming out of Boca, Texas, in the Midland, Texas, 200-mile run. There was about $1,400 a load, and then you made another like $1,400 just sitting on the staging pad. There wasn't no such thing as when you got to the staging pad, you go right in. There was way too many trucks. It wasn't like that. Back in the day, it was 40, 50, 60 trucks out there, so you was most definitely gonna get detention pay. So like I said, man, when I met him, it was extremely easy for him to be making 18,000 gross, because man, you just do, okay, if he made $1,400 sitting and the load paid $1,400, that's $2,840. You do that 7 days a week, one load. You just do one load, 7 loads, 7 days. On top of the detention, meaning you done slept on the staging pad at least 12 hours. That's $19,000. Now you're probably thinking, Andrew, where you come up with them? Do the math again. They was paying $120 an hour after 2 hours detention. Let me do 10 hours. Say you slept 10 hours. That means the first 2 hours is free. So you've been there 12 hours total, but the first 2 hours is free. So 10 hours is what they're gonna pay you for. So you do 10 hours times 120 an hour, that's $1,200. Now to go 200 miles from the shipper to the well, we was coming out of Boca, Texas back in the day, going in the Midland. Them loads paid, now they paid about a ton back in the day, but we used to match that thing out to 90,000 pounds because we paid about a ton. But so on average, that's why I give you a range between $1,200 to about $1,400, because obviously it depends on how big of a pneumatic tank you got. You know, that's back when people had 4 pods out there running pneumatic. Now it's just 3 pods, but back in the day, boy, they used to 4 and 5 pod trailers used to be out there. They used to come get that sand. Shoot. But anyways, man, so you made $1,200 detention. Let's just say the load paid $1,200 for easy math. That's $2,400. That's just one load. That's it. You times that by 7 days. That right there is $16,800. So I'm trying to give y'all an example of how easy it was to get the money back then in the day. So his truck was only $20,000. So with 1 week of work, now you got deductions, you got fuel. It's not that much fuel, man. You know, local work, man, maybe $1,200 to $1,500. Nah, that's too high. I'm gonna say $800 to maybe $1,200 back then the carrier. Back in 2018, what was Detmar percentage? I think their percentage was 80-20 if you use day trailers. If you had your own trailer, I'm not sure. I don't know, because I didn't make it that far back in the day. I didn't have the truck and trailer at Detmar Logistics, but say like 85-15 split, probably somewhere right in there. But anyways, but what I'm getting at is 2 weeks of work, he can go buy another truck. Guys, 2 weeks of work right now, pulling drive-in, reefer, flatbed, you ain't making no $20,000 liquid cash money. It's not happening. Not that I know of. Not that I know of. I don't care if you do 5,000 miles with a paid for a truck and a rented drive-in or a cash drive-in. Nah, wait a minute. 2 weeks you'll be close. If he ran it like Josh, because Josh, he grows about what? He claimed 10. So if you do the same thing he doing, 4,000-5,000 miles, cash, truck and trailer, drive-in, and you find a way to gross 10, fuel about 2,000, factoring 3%, you do that for 2 weeks, say about 15, 16,000. You may need a third week to keep that up. Okay, every 3 weeks you can do it. Okay, cool. In this market, this market. Assuming that they actually grossing 10, right? I'm just seeing. I know back then we wasn't doing no 4,000 and 5,000. We was just going down the street and back. That's it. Down the street and back. So he ended up with 3 trucks, 3 cash trucks. He had a shop. He had his own house. He was getting ready to open up a what do you call them smoke shops? Yeah, smoke shop. He had the Texas V12 smoke shop. So he had the smoke shop. He had the detail shop. He had his house, 3 cash trucks. I'm gonna say 2 pneumatic trailers. I'm not sure. You know, the trailers I don't know about. I know he had the 1 trailer hooked up to his truck. The other 2 trucks, obviously he had trailers pulling them. I just don't know if they was his or not. But yeah, man, when I met him, man, yeah, he was definitely doing it. He was definitely doing it. But like I said, you gotta think, man, he didn't have nobody around. Like when I get on these live feeds, like when I go over Trickio's channel, Checkmate channel, those people that's on there, you know, the S125s and the people on that side, Lewis would, man, come on, man, he wouldn't have a conversation with people like that, simply because, man, it's like our #1 focus is how can we stay losing. You know, hey man, I'm trying to get this contract over here. Are they giving rate cards? Because if they giving rate cards, they ain't no contract. Yeah, man, we ain't got nothing to talk about. We ain't got nothing to talk about. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Hey man, Atlas saying over there, man, they said we can go direct, man. All we gotta do is call them. Is that a brokerage? If that's a brokerage, man, we can just man, brother, just stand over there, man. I go over there myself and handle this. You just go stand over there with the lease drivers. We'll go over there and talk to them. So I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Back when I was getting contracts and things like that, I didn't have those type of people around talking about what we can't do. What we can't do this, can't do that. We gotta have 3 trucks, minimum 5 trucks. Man, we ain't had them people around. It was just me and Lewis. We'll do the phone calls. Yeah, we'll go get this money. Yeah, we'll go get this money. But the main thing to take away from is the know-how. See, as long as a brother know how to go get the contracts, go find the money, get the direct customers, ask for the absolute most amount of money. If he did it before, he can do it again. Cash truck driver, blown engine, truck gone. If he got the cash truck before, he can get it again in the future. If he used to lease a truck, we know in the future he can lease a truck again. If he was a company driver before, he could be a company driver again. If he used to finance a truck back in the day, he can finance a truck in the future. Just gotta get his credit back right, get the down payment going. If he used to own a house, he can go get another one. If he used to rent a house, he can go rent another one. If he used to have an apartment, he can go get another apartment. If he used to have a car, he can go get another car. And let me go back to the beginning. If he used to get his own direct customers, he can go get his own direct customers again. If he used to get $10 a mile, he can go get $10 a mile again. If he used to run pneumatic, he can go run pneumatic again. See what I'm getting at? If he used to do it. Now, if he ain't used to do it, then he got to learn. Now the learning part, you know, that's different. It's different if you ain't never done it before. Now, if you done it before, you can do it again. Casanova once said something along these lines. If you can run one business, you can run them all. Y'all remember when he said that? If you can run one business, okay, brother, you running your own trucking company. Okay, if you running that trucking company, you can go run that barbershop over there. Yeah, if you running that trucking company, brother, you can go over there and run the goddamn car dealership. Yeah, if you running that trucking company over there, brother, you see that beauty, what do you call it? They sell hair out of it, man. The hair store. Yeah, the hair store with all the weeds and all that for the women. You can run that too. Yeah, you can source all that crap from Alibaba and China and all that. You can fly over there too and get your vendors and stuff up. Yeah, you can go get your vendors. You can run it too. I said, oh yeah. I said, yeah, man. You're not just limited to trucking. See, the people who can't do it is the people that never tried. Never tried. People that never tried. What's the difference between running motor carrier versus running the barbershop? What's the difference, huh? In order to run the motor carrier, you may have to buy a truck, buy a trailer. Over there, you gotta buy barber chair, supplies. Over here, you got to find drivers. Over there, you got to find barbers, huh? You gotta pay insurance over there. You gotta pay insurance over here, huh? Okay, you don't own the building. Okay, no problem. Okay. You can rent the truck over there as a motor carrier. You can rent, you can lease it. You can rent and lease the building over here. If you run one business, you can run all the businesses. Okay? Makes sense. Makes sense. See where I'm going with this? See where I'm going with this? Unless, of course, you never try, you never learn. If you never learn, then you can't do it. You can't do it. Because he said you got to run one in order to run them all. But if you ain't never ran one, then you can't run them all. Yeah. That's a good game from Casanova 601. A good game. That's a good game, man. How many minutes have I got in here talking about a bunch of nothing? Let me shoot this camera talking about. Is that 19 minutes? Look like 19 minutes. I better start a new clip. Man, I'm trying to figure out what to do with this right here. Am I gonna do the dreadlocks? Or am I gonna do, I got a couple of options. Matter of fact, y'all tell me if y'all made it to this far in the video. This is what I'm thinking about doing. I'm either gonna do barrel twist, I'm either gonna do barrel twist can go on YouTube, see what it look like. BARREL twist, barrel twist, or either I'm gonna do, I think they called stitch braids. Let me make sure that's it. Go on YouTube, make sure that's what it's called. Stitch braids. Let me see, stitch. Make sure that's where it is. Okay, yeah, that's where it is. Stitch braids. Okay, STITCH and then braids. So barrel twist or stitch braids. Okay, that's where I'm at with it right now. With the barrel twist, it can either be braids or it could be dreadlocks, either one. Those are the two designs I'm looking for. Of course, I gotta grow my hair a little bit more. It's ready to be dreaded up or braided right now. I actually got somebody around the corner. Really, I could have booked it today at 1 o'clock, but I was trying to decide which style I want to go for. Do I want to go for the locks or just stick with the braids that I used to do back in the day? Because I used to have long hair back in the day, so this ain't nothing new to me. But that's why I'm at with it right now. I know I'm looking rough, but eventually all this will look something totally different, and y'all forget I even had this freaking hair. Maybe it'll look like I'm earning $1 once I do something with this. Maybe it'll look like I'm earning $1. As far as college going, they got all my paperwork in. We're waiting on one more piece of paper from Selected Services, which their system been down for a good month. But I got to get this verification paper from Selected Services that says I've been registered since the age of 26. So, which I have, I just can't get the paper right now. So, the minute I get the paper, Nashville Community College, my advisor tell me what classes I need to go ahead and finish graduation for my associate's degree in computer science, which I'm doing it online because I can go in person, but I'd rather do it online. I'm just too busy, man. Brother, drive a truck. Still running a little, not a six-figure business, but you know, I run a little, you know, they give me, how much y'all say, $250 to move a trailer? I run a $250 business. $250 better than zero. $250 is better than zero. So that's why I'm at with it right now. You know, I'll catch y'all in a later video.